you know, why don't you just say to him one night, just be like, dude, how long are you going to fucking chase this chick? Why are you paying your bills? You're setting yourself up like a fucking sap. Do you want to bang this girl? Stop treating her like she's fucking Mother Teresa. That's disgusting. That's the wrong one. Stop treating her like she's fucking Mary. The Virgin fucking Mary who has a kid. Give me a break. Right? Oh, would I fucking give her shit if I ever saw her? If I ever came walking down the street in my sandals and my robe back in the day and I saw the Virgin Mary. Really? How did it happen? Huh? How did it happen? How did it really? You just woke up and you were pregnant? Well, congratulations, Mary. You got roofied. All right? Don't take a shower. Go down and get yourself fucking swabbed and let's figure out who did it. Wow. Oh, Jesus.
All right, read this. Okay. All right, I'm going to read this. Relax. What's up, dickhead? Let's go fucking Bruins. Can't wait for next season. I just moved to wildly mediocre Los Angeles. Well, yeah, that's what you're going to feel like because you just fucking moved there. But if you stay open-minded, which is really difficult for East Coast people to do. I did that the first time I came to L.A. I went to L.A. and I tried to do Boston, New York shit. And then when I couldn't, I was like, oh, this place fucking sucks. It doesn't. It's fucking amazing. Beautiful women, some of the best food you're ever going to have, so much outdoor activity. Just fucking embrace it. Stop trying to be the fucking Boston guy. You're not on a reality show, all right? Take it down a few fucking notches. Nobody gives a fuck in Los Angeles that you don't like it. Everybody just thinks, well, then go back to fucking Boston. Go back to Philly, wherever the fuck you're from. If it's so fucking great, why did you accept a job out here? All right, sorry. I'm just heading you off at the pass before you become another cunt shitting on fucking L.A. He said, I work for the UFC editing fight highlights. Thanks for keeping me entertained with your semi-literate bibble-babble bullshit day after day. This is like a classic East Coast guy. He really likes me and likes what I do, but he just can't get himself to say it because his dad never hugged him, so I'm not taking any of this personally. Anyways, my girlfriend is about to move here to meet me. She had to stay behind when I moved because she's a teacher and needed to finish out the school year. We get along great. I trust her, and she treats me better than I deserve. However, sometimes I can't take how ditzy she can be. Uh-oh. I'm starting to pull some threads here. She is successful and very book smart, but sometimes lacks common sense. I find myself feeling embarrassed when she says some stupid shit in front of my friends or parents. It's kind of a hard thing to discuss with her, though, you know? What the fuck should I do? Also, I'm coming to your show at the Saban Theater this Monday. I'm looking forward to it, so don't blow it. Well, I appreciate you coming out to that. Like I said, it's, you know, for a really good friend of mine and for a great cause. So thank you for doing that. All right. Well, here's the deal, dude. You either have to accept the fact that she can be a little ditzy, or you have to come to the realization that you're dating a fucking dope and you got to get rid of her. It's one or the other. I mean, look, she doesn't sound like she's 100% that. I've dated people like that were a little, you know, they were either locked in or just sort of floating. It was really weird. And they could say really, like, amazing, like, spot-on shit, and then 2 minutes later could say something like, oh, my God, what the fuck was that? But I have to tell you, that's kind of a big deal, though, dude, you know? You can't think that the person you're dating is a dope. You know, you get into that situation and, I don't know. You start thinking about getting married. You start thinking about having kids. You're like, is my kid going to be half a dope or a full-on dope? Is the kid going to get all of that DNA from her? Who the fuck knows? It's kind of hard thing to discuss with her, you know? But what are you going to say to her? Can you stop saying dumb shit? I mean, there's no way to do that. You know? I'm trying to think. That's like my wife telling me to work on my temper. I mean, I do work on my temper, but I mean, it's kind of how I'm made up. I mean, if somebody's ditzy, they're fucking ditzy. That would be like my wife telling me, okay, can you be a little less pasty? It's like, I can become red for a few days. And that's about the best I can do. I don't know what else you want from me, but, you know, I think you need to maybe move on. I'm not saying you need to move on. Yeah, you either accept this about her or you got to walk. One or the other. Wind it down. All right, heroin. I have no family, no friends. I work and support myself. I have no kids, no relationship. I actually enjoy freedom and being alone to an extent. I'm in my 20s. I had a lot of sex, relationships, and ended up getting herpes/HPV. I would basically rather just not tell people and not have relationships than to have to. At 35 years old, deal with having to explain/tell this to women. I really like heroin. What the fuck? Jesus Christ, buddy. What are we doing here? This doesn't sound real. I really like heroin. I go to work, come home, and use heroin on a daily basis. I still pay my bills. I still work, but I have traded the pleasure of sex/having a family/relationships for that of watching TV shows/movies while high on heroin, falling asleep, then going to work the next day. Should I change this? Is this real? I'll try. You know what? I'll treat it as real. Should I listen to society, stop using, go out there and find women and tell them about my situation and hope they do not reject me and get clean? Or if I am happy, is it okay for me to just accept the women part of my life is over, eat whatever I want, use whatever drug I want, and fill the time I have left on this planet watching shows, movies, playing games, and resigning myself to the fact that I will be alone? Love the podcast. Heroin gets a bad rap. It may sound crazy, but people can use opiates and still be responsible. I know many people who do. It's like alcohol. Both can be physically... This is really fascinating. Or maybe it's a big lie. I don't know. It's alcohol. It's like alcohol. Both can be physically addictive. Alcohol can actually kill you with withdrawals, while heroin cannot. And the deaths you hear about heroin are from idiots overdosing. What if you get a bad batch? Isn't that something, It's too fucking strong. I don't know. I don't pretend to know. All right. If we reported all the deaths from alcohol-involved incidents, they are easy. Well, they do report all of them. As far as I know, it's not like they're trying to hide them. They are easily 100 times more than heroin-related deaths. But in our society right now, opiates are not acceptable because too many white middle-class parents are finding their idiot kids using them without understanding tolerance/proper dosing. Anyways, love the podcast. I'm not leaving any contact info, so I have no way to know if you read this. Just thought it might be an interesting subject for your show. It is interesting. Yeah, dude, I don't pretend to know anything about opiates. All I do know is that I know alcohol can ruin your life, but I don't think it's nearly as addicting as heroin. I have heard that people can fucking... I don't know, but I think if what you're saying is true, I think you're a rare person that can handle that. I have no idea. Fuck, now I got to look some shit up. The last thing I wanted to do, and I got to get going here. I got my fucking show here in a half hour. The live reads are here. The live reads are here. I guess I'll read them here then. Let me just see something. Let me just look up. What do I look up? Productive while on heroin. Heroin and employment, independent drug model. Let's see, productivity and heroin addiction. What is this? How heroin addicts in Vietnam. What is this? Productivity and heroin addiction. How living in a cave turned me into a blogger. I failed my New Year's resolution. I wish I could do better. I just don't have enough willpower. Have you ever set a goal you didn't achieve? Ever tried a New Year's resolution that didn't stick? What separates the 0.5% from the 99.5%? What makes some people succeed in building new sustainable habits, but almost everyone else fails? How living in a cave turned... Where the fuck's the heroin shit? How heroin addicts in Vietnam and your productivity habits are the same. What? Everyone knows the horrible effects of heroin addiction. Once someone starts taking heroin, it's almost impossible to quit, and those who form a recurring habit will likely never quit. So why didn't heroin-using Vietnam vets relapse when they returned to the USA? A study from the Washington School of Medical Medicine, very few heroin-using Vietnam veteran relapses. Very few heroin-using veteran relapsed when they returned to the USA. And those who did were more likely to have been illicit drug users before ever arriving in Vietnam. These vets weren't addicted to the chemicals and heroin. They were addicted to the experience of heroin in a specific situational context. In the same vein, you think you are in control of what you do. You think that when you fail, it's a failure of your willpower. But the fact is, you don't even realize the influence of the environment has on you. Did you know that obesity spreads through a network of friends? Happiness also spreads throughout a social network. Your situation determines your choices as much as or more than your own personal choices and willpower. So how can I use this to improve my habit? Oh, Jesus Christ. No, join a volleyball league. I don't even know what the fuck that was. All right, let me look up, let me just read these fucking things here. You know what? I might read up on that. I probably won't. I'll try to. I would never tell people to fucking, hey, it's just heroin. That seems a little crazy to me. And people are always coming at alcohol. It's like the fucking pot smokers always doing that shit. Well, alcohol, actually, man, there's no medicinal purposes to fucking. I get it. But you guys are also, you're pie in the sky fucking thing with weed, like it's. Like you can't get addicted to weed is another fucking thing. Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, you just really like it. That's all, I like a fucking receptionist. And I might be old school. I might be sexist. That's what I'm trying to say. I like a reception. The hoarier, the better. As long as they get the job done. There's nothing better when you walked in, right? And there was some fucking, chick walking around with fucking fuck me pumps on. She looks good. And all these goddamn feminists out there that sit there and they flip out and they act like every fucking beautiful woman out there would be a chemist if it wasn't for men like me. Some of them, they're putting their best foot forward. Jesus Christ. What do you think we have remote controls for? Because no one wants to get up off the couch. And God damn it, if a woman is born beautiful and all she's got to do is walk around with her ass jacked up and her tits jiggling around a fucking office, and next thing you know, she's got a beautiful home to go home to, right? Because some rich guy goes in there going, well, you know what? I'd like to stick my billionaire dick between those tits. Hey, what's wrong with that? And then meanwhile, some fucking, half a leprechaun jerk-off like me can come in and I got something to look at while I'm waiting for the fucking doctor to finally come in and figure out what's wrong with my spinal cord. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that, you homely fucking haters of beautiful women? God bless them. God bless them for just showing up and looking good, giving you something to rub one out to. Everything serves a purpose in life. Like right now. If you're some broad and you're listening to me, I'm probably motivating you to go write some paper, maybe in Portland. We all serve a fucking purpose. Can't we just let the whores be whores? There's a reason the word exists. All right? And I guess because men are running shit, that sometimes there's fewer options, but give me a fucking break. You know what I mean? It would be great if everything was like even. You know what I mean? Everything was just fair and the best got the fucking job, right? But that's never going to happen because we're human beings. And that includes those feminists who don't want it equal. They just want it better for them, right? That's why they're only talking about women. They're not talking about the poor kids that sew together their bed sheets unless they go to Boll and Branch. Oh, look at that little callback to the advertising. All right? Let's just say it was free. Not free. Let's just say everything was fucking even. Are you really going to tell me that there wouldn't still be that chick running around just fucking blowing people because she enjoys it? Why can't she just, why can't she have a good time without you judging her? Huh, you homely hater of a cock gobbler? Huh? I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, by the way, can we talk about that lady? The fucking lady! There's a woman out there. She fucking was married to a guy who was a billionaire. She's getting a divorce. The guy wrote her a check just under $1 billion and she turned it down. Now, I know what a lot of people are thinking. What a fucking gold-digging whore. This is right up Bill's alley. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to tweet a fucking link to this article, and this will get him going on the podcast, and then he'll have a shit fit, and I'll laugh as I'm sitting in my cubicle. Well, surprise, surprise. I'm not really having a shit fit about this because I don't think it's about the money. This is the deal. This broad
All right, this fucking twinkle toes here. All right, old little fucking sugar tits here. She married this guy. This guy was worth $50 million. He was an oil man. Get off my fucking property. There ain't no global warming. Good. I like that there's a hole in the ozone layer. Makes me feel like I'm closer to God. Right? He's an oil man. Hey, I'll tell you what, Mr. President. I don't even know why I have to call you Mr. President. I fucking put you in office with my goddamn money. Look at me when I'm talking to you, Obama. All right? My granddaddy put that dictator in fucking power. And he was supposed to give us our little gold little shit there, right? He's supposed to give us our liquid gold, right? He ain't doing it no more. You got to go over there. You got to take that fucker out. You understand me? I don't give a fuck how you do it. He's an oil man. It's a fucking oil man. All right? He's got Slim Whitman on Laserdisc. Right? Oh, that's Irish. What was the fucking Slim Whitman? He sold over 9 million records. Anyways, I'm all over the fucking map here. See? I'm back to me. I'm not looking at the TV anymore. So this fucking guy, he's got a $50 million business. He already has this, and this woman does not sign he doesn't sign a prenup with the woman. According to her, she didn't take the $1 billion payout because now 26, 27, 28 fucking years later, they're going for a divorce. This guy's company is worth $20 billion, according to her. All right? Now, here's the thing. She's like, I was with this guy, and I supported him, and I held down the fucking home front and all that. That's got to be worth something. This was fucking crazy to me. It's like, with all due respect, sweetheart, this guy made $50 million without you. Okay? Look, I could see if the guy had a couple $100,000 in the bank. All right, maybe, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? If you make $50 million, give me a fucking break. If you started out with nothing and you're worth $50 million, you know what you're doing. At that point, once you have $50 million, that's when you got you're starting to have your own plane. You're in a gated community. You got your own security system. You fucking kill somebody and the cops go down to your house and they're talking to your lawyer in the driveway as you're sitting there eating fucking escargot and an English muffin. And they're asking your fucking lawyer if you wouldn't mind turning yourself in over the next 6-7 days. You're like that level fucking rich. And once you're that level rich, it's all fucking downhill. You're meeting the people that are running the world. You're meeting the people in the Bilderberg group. You meet the people in the other groups that I don't know about or what the fuck they talk about, but I pretend like I do. You're at that level of fucking wealth. All right? So this fucking guy grows it to $20 billion, and she gets a check for $1 billion, basically. And she says she doesn't want it. She wants more. So everybody's saying that she's a gold-digging whore. You know what I really think it is? And she's saying that she supported him and helped him build. Say, go fuck yourself. All right? Let's just say, for whatever fucking reason, I met an unknown Lady Gaga in the East Village 10, 12 fucking years ago. Right? And she's down there ripping off Madonna songs or whatever. And I'm like, you know what? There's something about her, though. She's got nice legs. She's got a nice ass. I mean, I like the imperfections. I like the giant nose. Look at me. I got red fucking hair. It's falling out. I think we can make a good couple. We're both a mess. 2 negatives make a positive. We'll make a beautiful baby. So I start fucking hanging out with her. Next thing you know, we fall in love. Garrett Blood! Go, motherfucker! So then we think, all right. We get married. Okay? And let's just say whatever I'm doing. I make keys. That's what I do. That's my job. Okay? And she's down in the village, and she's fucking, she's making her own meat dress. She's going out, she's making money in a coffee house, and she goes right to the deli and she buys more meat. She's investing in herself. She's building her career. She's playing the fucking piano. She's coming home, and she's like, what do you think of this? And I'm like, it sounds good, honey. Right? I'm over there. I'm knitting a fucking sweater. I got a pot roast in the goddamn oven or whatever. Okay? And then she becomes Lady Gaga. I get to quit my fucking job. I'm Mr. Gaga. I get to go on Oprah and sit there silently, as Oprah talks to Lady for fucking an hour, and then finally she says, well, what do you see in her? And then I already have some pre-written speech about how I'm Gaga about Gaga. I'm Gaga for Gaga, whatever the fuck happens, right? And let's just say in the end of all of that, I'm walking down the fucking hall blinded by her gold records, platinum records and all that shit. Every morning when I go to brush my teeth, I got to put on my my amber visions just to get there so I don't fucking walk into the walk-in closet instead of the bathroom. Let's say at the end of that, she gets sick of me and she kicks me to the fucking curb. All right? And let's say she's worth $100 million and she turns around and says, I'm going to give you, Bill, I'm going to write you a check. Let's do the same thing. Let's say $20 billion. Just say she's worth $20 million. And she says, Bill, I'm going to give you $1 million. And you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say, thank you, Lady Gaga. It was awesome. I was just making keys. I wasn't going to make $1 million in my lifetime. All right? I'm going to take this money and I'm going to pay my taxes on it. I'm going to get myself a little fucking house, you know, and I'm going to make keys in the back of it. I'm going to get my life back. And I'm going to God knows you gave me plenty of fuck. And I would buy, you know what I would do with that? I would go buy a fuck. Everybody needs keys. Touchdown, Patriots! Who the fuck was that? Who just scored that? Nate Solder just scored his first touchdown ever. Nice, 23-7. Oh, did we match up better against the Packers? So anyway, look at two cheaters talking there on the sidelines. Two convicted cheaters. That was a nice play. How did you like the video? I love the video. Anyways, you got to have a sense of humor about your own fucking team, don't you? Most people don't, but I do. Anyways, so let's go back here. Yeah, if she gave me $1 million, what I would do is I would find a house that cost like, I don't know, like $150,000. You know, and I would put down a ridiculous amount of money on it. And then I'd put the rest of the money away and I would start cutting keys again out of the back of my house. And I'd get that business going and I would fucking build it up. And then I'd go on to, instead of farmersonly.com, I'd go on like keymakersonly.com and I'd try to meet somebody else. That's what the fuck I would do. I would never try to take her money. I'd be like, you know what? I know I gave you support. I know I said that was a beautiful song. I know you wrote a couple songs about us. Instead of Dear Ben, you wrote Dear Bill. I get it. But I can't sing. I can't play a fucking piano. Who's kidding who? We both know why I lived the life I lived for the last 10 years. It was because of you, Lady Gaga. And to think I got to live that life and in the end of it, you're going to give me $1 million to leave? Yeah, you're a fucking saint. I still love you, Lady Gaga, even though you don't love me anymore. I get it. I don't even know why you love me in the first place, but God bless you. That's probably why you write such wonderful songs that connects with an entire demographic of people. Continued success. Thank you for that $1 million. And I would fucking leave. All right? I got too much fucking pride to sit there if somebody doesn't fucking want me to then try to take everything they got. I mean, I couldn't the second somebody doesn't want me around, I'm like, all right, Jesus, I didn't know I was annoying you. I get it. Sorry. Can I grab my things now? Do you want me to send somebody else? I would just get the fuck out of there. So anyway, so that seems to be, you know, this lady here that she got $1 billion, and she says it's not enough. What I honestly think it is, I just think it's an emotional thing for this woman. I don't think it's a money thing. Because you can't spend that. You can't spend all that fucking money. Right? Did you guys, they actually showed a copy of the check that this dude wrote to his ex-wife. He didn't write it on one of those business checks, you know, that are sort of extra long and the whole extra area, the memo section that you write stuff. He wrote it on like a personal little check. Like the same kind of check, like, you know, somebody living week to week, one of those little checkbooks. He wrote a check for like $989,899,031, whatever the fuck it was. And I think what he did was, this guy's obvious, I don't know what the fuck, maybe he's just good at business. I think he just sat down after they decided on the number, and I bet he did it right in front of her. after 26 fucking years, okay, he's walking away. He's leaving, and he just sits down, and he's just writing money just to make her leave. And he just sits down and goes scribble, 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 sign, 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 dot the I, cross the fucking T, tears it out. Here you go. Beat it, lady. I just think it came across like that, and it fucking pisses her off. And she's just like, this is the thing, the worst thing you can have when a woman's breaking up with you, or if you're breaking up with a woman, is if she's not over you. If she's over you, it's going to go smoothly. You don't have to deal with her fucking, putting your pet rabbit in a goddamn stew. All right? But if they're not over you, you got to fucking let them down easy. You can't just push them down the emotional elevator shaft. All right? You're going to have a major fucking problem. And I think this guy, he just fucking fired off the check like he was paying another bill. And she just was insulted by that. And she's doing the math in her head like, this motherfucker's going to... I actually talked a little bit about this on the Chris Layton podcast, so forgive me if there's a little bit of overlap, but I just wanted to hear what he thought about it. I think that... I don't know. I just think that they want you... They want you to hurt. They just want you to hurt. I don't know what it is. Not all of them, just some of them. And I think that she didn't get enough of a satisfied, hurt look on this guy's face. There wasn't enough pain. I think he just treated her like he had to get the gutters fixed and had some professional come over and did it, and he just fired off this fucking check, and it just pissed her off. Because she's more than taken care of for the rest of her fucking life. Anything she could ever want, it's all good. But I think the fact that he still has so much more money and it didn't hurt him to write that check, and she knows that he has enough money to get you got $20 billion. There's like a Victoria's Secret model that will pretend to give a fuck about you for a good year and a half. And you can do that for the rest of your life as you ride around in Ferraris. Now she's a woman. Guys don't work that way. We don't really give a shit about money. We're more like enamored by looks. It's both of our fucking weaknesses, whatever. You guys are into stuff. We're into fucking... tits and ass. So, which is why, we will date somebody as dumb as a fucking rock, and you will also date some ugly old balding douche, because they can take care of you. It's kind of what we do. So I'm not really, a lot of people wanted me to go off on her like she's a gold digging whore. I don't think she is. I think she's hurt. And she's hurt how easy this guy is just getting over. I know all you guys are sitting there going like, dude, what the fuck? He's writing her a check for $1 billion. I know that hurts. Dude, you got $20 billion. Come on, man. If that's true. If it's true and you got $20 billion, I'll write you a fucking check for $1 billion. That wouldn't hurt me at all. There you go. Bing, bang, boom. Beat it. Whistling Dixie. Jesus Christ, the fucking interest alone on that money. By the time you walk down the driveway, or she walks down the driveway leaving you, your money is probably already made fucking $30 million. The fuck do you care? I know that's obviously not 20 billion liquid. He's got a lot of that tied up in derricks, right? Some giant fucking wrenches, some oil rags, some trucks. Bill, I fucked up and could use a hand. All right, let's see. How did you fuck up? Hey, you old biscuit bacon bitch. I fucked this one up and could use some of your broadcasted advice. I'm a 26-year-old guy living and working in the Great White North, Toronto to be exact, and I love your podcast and all that shit. Thank you. Anyways, a few months ago, I started seeing this really sweet girl. She's pretty, she's thoughtful, and she's as low maintenance as a 1991 Honda Civic. Okay. It sounds like the beginning of a horror movie. Everything's like fucking perfect, right? And he literally says, perfect, exclamation point. She deserves to be treated right. About a month ago, I was eating in a restaurant with a buddy when this smoking hot redhead comes up to me out of the blue and says, hey, you're cute. Take my number. Let's go out sometime. I should have said no. I have a girlfriend right then and there, but the excitement of having a babe throw herself at me was too much for me to pass up. Abso-fucking-lutely it was. That's like a fucking movie.
We're not wired to pass that moment up. I'm not saying you go and do it, but Jesus. He said, I didn't have the damn strength to keep it in my pants. Later that night, after a few wobbly pops, I texted her looking to meet up. We did, and we did the deed. I felt like a piece of shit. Yes, we've all been there. As men, we've all been there. And a lot of ladies, too, which never gets any press because it's considered sexist to suggest that. Here's where it's getting interesting and slightly complicated. Not even 48 hours later, I'm hanging out with my girlfriend when she gets a call from one of her friends saying, I have some bad news to tell you. Oh, boy. I overheard the conversation coming from my girlfriend's phone, and knowing exactly what the bad news was, I snatched the phone from her and proceeded to spill my guts and told her the whole story. Well, there you go. At least you manned it up. Evidently, the friend that called was roommates with the redhead, and the redhead through social media had hunted me down and shown my picture to her roommates. Dude, you can't get away with anything anymore. Look at this. The friend goes on to tell the redhead that I have a girlfriend. Oh, dude, this is like you're going to end up with nothing here. My girlfriend obviously was super upset, but being the sweetheart she is, and after many I'm so sorry's from me, she agreed to let me try to make it up to her. How do cheaters do this shit? I didn't even last 48 hours. Cut to 2 weeks later, myself and 3 of my buddies since kindergarten are on a mountaineering expedition in Peru. Dude, what are you, fucking Jason Bourne? What's going on here? Hot chicks throwing themselves at you, now you're in fucking Peru? A trip we planned since February, and I get this panic-stricken email from my girlfriend saying she, parentheses, the redhead, had broken into my apartment and trashed the place. See attached photos. Dude, what the fuck? Women are fucking crazy. Let's just say this, okay? Like, how is she hurt? She came walking up to you, threw her fucking clam at you, you fucking took it. You're not in a relationship with her. My voice is literally cracking. You're not in a relationship. You're not in a fucking relationship with her. Dude, you just need to prosecute this fucking woman. This has to stop, this whole fucking thing that when women get upset, they can destroy property. Let a guy go out and fucking trash some woman's car after she fucks around on him. He'll end up in jail and have to pay for the fucking car. Everything was smashed. My TV, one of my guitars. She cut up my bed sheets and the duvet. She even went so far as to throw all my towels in the bathtub and ran the water. How do I know it was the redhead? The dumb bitch left a note next to the TV saying cheaters never win or some bullshit like that. Give me a fucking break. She even bragged about the whole ordeal to her affirmation roommate. Classic guy. He just writes, sheesh. My girlfriend called the cops, and upon my return from Peru, I set up a restraining order against the redhead. You should fucking you should sue her. Here's the problem. All this drama has led to my girlfriend reconsidering her willingness to give me a second chance. Dude, here's the real thing. Anytime some fucking smoking hot girl just comes up to you and throws it at you, you know it's a head case. Go with a fake name. I feel real bad about the whole situation and want to make it work between us, but there's this little voice in my head says, let her break up with you and start fresh. I'm pretty confused. I was going to say that. Just start over again, dude. You're 26. What are you going to, you got a dick. This is going to happen. All right, so he goes, I fucked up initially, but forgiveness then got fucked with, and the forgiveness was retracted. Anyways, I hope your sage advice is half as good as those fucking pies you make. Thanks a lot, and go fuck yourself. Yeah, dude, you know what you got to do? You got to walk, and you got to have this crazy redheaded bitch pay for your shit. All right? Jesus Christ. She takes no responsibility in that, just walking around throwing her fucking pussy at everybody. I mean, what the fuck you think's going to happen? It's, as a guy, you could walk around throwing your dick at fucking people for years and not get anything. This is why there's the double standard. If a guy does it, he's a stud because he has to convince people. Just the way we're it's the way we're set up. Okay, women are no better than guys. It's what it is the way they're set up, anatomically is they're letting someone enter their body. That is a major decision. Sticking your dick in something, it's, it's fun. It's like, it's like putting cereal back in the cabinet. I mean, you don't even fucking think about it. There's probably ignorance in there. I would just say, like, you know what? You're right. I fucked up. That's a really big pet peeve of mine, that fucking women get to do shit like that. That you just get to walk around, destroy your shit. Just fucked up your TV and all that, dude. And your whole thing is just like, sheesh. Like, we're just conditioned to be like, all right, that's what they do. They ruin your stuff. Dude, you were 100% in the wrong. You shouldn't have done it. You definitely did a piece of shit thing, but that doesn't give somebody the right to break into your fucking apartment. That's breaking and entering and destroying property. She should be in jail. This is what you do. I would break up with her, and I would try to take legal action against the redhead. And at some point, you want to send her a note, but don't do it. Just say, breaking and entering, fucking felons never win either, whatever the fuck that is. Yeah, dude, whatever, it happened. And, you know what I would do? You're 26, stay single for a while. Stay single for a while, go to the gym, get back in shape, figure out what the fuck you want to do. Do you want to fuck a bunch of women, or do you want to meet the one? But I think at this point, dude, you got enough fucking drama. I can't believe she gets to do that. Like, first of all, she got laid, the redhead. She got fucking laid, She had a great fucking time, and she gets to bust up somebody's place like a fucking rock star and then walk out of there and feel like she's a fucking hero. This is why I don't give a shit that they make less an hour than I do. Because when you add up all the fucking perks, I mean, it's a pretty good goddamn deal being a woman. You get all your emotions out all the fucking time. You get to break up people's shit, and you get to live longer than men. I don't know what the fucking problem is. You're going to complain about an extra 79 cents? Rouge tinted William. My fiance was a bit of a case, raised in an odd Christian cult, escaped it in high school, spent most of her adult life working to support her family that was still in the cult. Wow. 8 years ago, she met me. 6 years ago, we started a relationship. It had its ups and downs, and it was very loving and helped change both of us for the better. A year ago, I finally proposed to her after we both became financially successful enough to support our own household. Okay, so you're both on equal ground. That's good. Shortly after that, she lost one of her close friends, then her grandfather. We got through it together, and I thought it brought us even closer. Everything was going peachy, right? Well, at this time, Cleo, get up here. Come here. Get up here. All right, just lay down, fucking relax. All right. Well, she fully converted. Okay, everything's going peachy. Well, at this time, her family and her cult leaders saw an opening, and after a month or two, she started going back to the meetings. Since I didn't want to be the closed-minded guy and clingy near husband, I let her go to those meetings. Oh, God. Her beliefs are hers, and mine are mine, and everyone's happy, right? Well, she fully converted back. Her family threatened to shun her unless she married someone of the same faith, and since her cult holds proselytizing as one of the highest values, highest virtues, she tried to convert me. I was going to guess that that's what that meant. I can't say the word, which is basically going out and getting more members. I told her every one of my experiences led me to believe that her beliefs weren't right for me and relatable at all to me. I didn't see a future where I believed in the same religious things as she did, but I did mind her believing in different things. All right, dude, you've been totally honest. You've handled this perfectly, like a champ. Within a month, she called the wedding off and broke it off with me. So I did the dude thing, drank, worked out, picked up new hobbies, sorry. I was thinking horse. Hobbies. Hobbies, and vacationed in the country half the world away. I was relaxing on the beach in said country when someone from her cult approaches me and tries to convert me. What the fuck? Yeah, what? You're in a different country? How do I get over the love of my life while still staying true to myself? You freckled cunt. Thanks and go fuck yourself. Visit Western Canada sometime soon. Dude, she did you a favor, man. She did you a fucking favor. Get away from that shit, man. Like you can't be with somebody where their religion is telling them who to love. All right? Her now trying to get you converted is because she still loves you and that type of thing. So I think your best case scenario of trying to get this woman back is to just completely cut her out of your life. Just ignore her and get on with your life. Who knows? You might find someone else first and I want to be with this person, or she'll just finally be so fucking miserable in that and realize the happiness she had with you, and she'll go to you. But you can't go to her, because if you go to her, you're going to come off weak, and she's going to try to drag you down into the fucking dark waters of that fucking cult. So I say you get on with your life, all right? That's the best case scenario for you to meet somebody new, and that's the way you get over her. Just get on with your life, and, when you love somebody, it doesn't totally go away, but it definitely fades like a fucking old tattoo, all right? That's the best you could do. You'll be fine, man. You'll meet somebody else, and, who knows, dude? Even if she did fucking leave, did you really want to be sitting there? One morning you wake up, the sun's coming up through your window, and you look out, and there's like a couple cult people standing there, freaking you out. We just want to talk to her. You don't need the Manson family knowing where the fuck you are and approaching you. Jesus Christ, dude. Please tell me. Sitting on a beach, and that's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. San Diego versus Kansas City. I'm going to go with the man with 1 million children and pick San Diego, right? I forget everybody's name the second the season ends. What's the guy's fucking name? He's got like 9 kids. What's his fucking name? What is his name? Not Andrew Luck, not Eli Manning, not Tyrod Taylor, not Derek Carr, not Matthew Stafford. Phillip Rivers. I'm going to go with the man, the man with the golden gun. This is the man with 1 million kids. He's like real life the fucking Waltons. And if you're going to have 9 kids, you might as well be a fucking multimillionaire. Can you imagine what Christmas must be like at their house? Like how many fucking trees they have. It's got to be insane. He probably buys all these sick-ass fucking gifts. You know what I mean? If I had 9 fucking kids and I had his money, I'd buy them all like electric cars, and I'd make them, those little toy cars that you can sit in, little kid can sit in. I'd make them race themselves around the fucking thing. I'd have one of those circular driveways, right? I'd have time trials on Saturday. I'd put them all in the super softs on Sunday, and I'd let them just fucking whip around. And whoever won got dessert and got to hang with me, and then the rest of them would be banished to the loser wing of my mansion. And sure, they would resent me. A lot of them would cry, especially the little ones. But there'd be no excuses come Sunday. Even if you were a baby, if you couldn't figure out how to just roll down onto the gas pedal and at least make a fucking effort, slam into somebody, then that would be it. You would be banished. If my wife didn't like it, she would be banished too, right? This is why God never let me be a fucking NFL quarterback. That's exactly what I would do. If I had 9 fucking kids, Jesus Christ, every one of them would have like chores, and I would never have shit to do. If you have 9 kids, you can actually run a farm. So if you just live in a fucking house, you know what I mean? I'd give each one of them a room. You clean up the study. That's your job, right? If you don't clean up the study, I'm taking away your car. You're gonna get punished. A couple of grid positions come Sunday. You're never gonna have fucking dessert again. You'd have to be strict with 9 kids, I would think, right? Jesus Christ, how many belts would you have to go through during the course of your, or if you're that dude from the Vikings, like how many fucking weeds or switches would you be pulling out of the ground? What kind of a fucking lunatic hits his own son in the nuts with a switch. You know what I mean? I get it. That's the way you were brought up. But, you usually try to correct shit with your parents. At some point you'd be like, I'm going to stop short of hitting my own son in his little fucking prepubescent ball sack with a fucking switch. You would like to think that someone would make that leap. But, not everybody is as enlightened as me. I like giving people advice that have children and I don't have any. You know what I mean? If you had 9 kids, you could even if nobody had any musical ability, if you sent all 9 of them to American Idol, you got to think one of them would at least make it to Vegas, right? Someone would just have to be able to carry a fucking tune. Jesus Christ, that's a giant goddamn table. 5 kids on one side, 4 on the other. Your wife on one side, you on the other. I mean, how many fucking turkeys is that? It's a lot of goddamn kids. That's fucking nuts. That's like turn of the last century level kids. You know what I mean? They would just have 9 because you knew someone was going to die of polio, somebody was going to get tuberculosis, right? Someone was going to fall down a fucking well. And right there, you're down to 6. It starts getting nervous. I mean, those crops, the harvest is coming in. We're down to 6 fucking kids. Your wife's just laying on her back making fucking bread with one hand, churning butter with the other. And you just, at the end of the day, you come in and you just fucking walk right between her legs like you do when you're behind the herd of oxen. And you just fucking put another one in her. Dude, you know what you'd be like? You're like a college coach, college basketball coach. It's like coaching Kentucky at that point, the way the kids would leave you. Kentucky, they're like one and done, all the good players. So, like, you constantly got to be fucking out there priming the pump, throwing the dollar bills around, handing out gold Trans Ams, right? But back in the day, rather than leaving and going to the pros, they were just dying. You know what I mean? The more they died, the more farmland they took up. I mean, granted, they were enriching the soil. If their bodies well, the bodies would decompose back then, right? But they still put them in the boxes. But you couldn't plant over there. You know what I mean? Oh, my God, I'm eating this cauliflower. For some reason, I'm thinking about Eddie. Oh, that's interesting you say that, honey, because that's right where I fucking buried him. Yeah, when the Native Americans decided to do a drive-by. And he took a fucking hatchet to the head. I told him to duck. He didn't. He was weak. He doesn't deserve to live. All right? And there you go. Now you're down to 5 kids. I'm going to Google this right now. Ways to die in 1900. Let's see what comes up. All right, ways to die in 1900. Wasn't this a sitcom? It was a short-lived sitcom, right? It was on right after 8 Ways to Fuck Your Mother, whatever the fuck it's called. All right, ways to die. How we died 200 years ago. Leading causes of death in the U.S. in 1900. All right, this is how your kids died. This is why you had to have 9 kids back in the day. All right. Influenza, pneumonia. See ya. There goes a good 2-3 kids. Tuberculosis, I called that. This is like the morbid family feud. Gastrointestinal infections. Heart disease. And then cerebrovascular disease, whatever the fuck that is. What about farming equipment? By 1950, it was heart disease. Oh no, this isn't kids though. I gotta say kids. Ways to die as a kid. Jesus, what sort of watch list does this put me on? All right, let me type this out. Ways to die as a child in 1900. Well, childbirth was one of them, and you lost your wife. That was like your scout, right? Fuck. Who's going to keep bringing in the new talent? Ways to die, trends, death. There's historical horror of childbirth, all right? Leading causes of death. You know what? They're not going to have it. Death in childbirth. Whatever. I'm still going with farming equipment, you know? Dad's out on the team of oxen. Go tell Pa it's time for dinner, right? and you go out there and the oxen get spooked or some shit and they run over you. Bill, we don't want to know about fucking dead farm kids. All right, well, the fuck you want from me?
As much as people talk about the Beatles and how great their music was, whatever you want to say, I totally agree with them. I think they're the greatest band of all time. But I have to be honest with you, John Lennon and Paul McCartney redefined Pussy Whipped. You have to watch this fucking video. It's John Lennon is singing with Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry is probably one of the main reasons why John Lennon ever picked up a guitar. So now he's on TV. He gets to play with his idol. They're playing Chuck Berry's hit Memphis. Okay, John Lennon's got Yoko in his fucking band. They're in the middle of singing this song on television, and they're killing it. It's going great. Yoko's playing some stupid fucking drum. And even though she has no fucking talent whatsoever, he's putting her in the fucking band just so she'll shut the fuck up and stop nagging him, because he's too much of a fucking pussy to tell her that she has no talent. All right? The only reason why you're here, Yoko, is because you're sucking my dick. All right? No, you can't play the bongos. But anyway, she's up there playing the bongos, right? So John Lennon, Chuck Berry, two of the greats of all time, harmonizing, singing this hit from the 1950s. That's what this moment's about. And Yoko, in the middle of it, can't handle that she's not getting any shine. She takes the fucking microphone out of the stand, starts playing the bongo. And as they're singing, go, go, Johnny, go, whatever, she picks up the mic and I swear to God goes, yeah, some fucking crazy shit. And you see Chuck Berry's eyes fucking open as wide as they are, and it's that fucking look. Dude, you ever have like a buddy of yours and he's dating some fucking psycho, but he's in love with her, so you can't fucking say anything, and you're just sitting there waiting for the fucking lightning bolt to hit your friend in the head where he finally realizes that he's dating a psycho cunt? Chuck Berry had that look on his face. Dude, I'm not even exaggerating. Yeah, that's what the fuck she did. And Chuck Berry's like, what the fuck? And it's kind of like, John, that's your woman. Get her in line. And John Lennon does not even he doesn't even blink. He just keeps playing. And then she does it again later on in that song. And then you look at all the other musicians, and they just keep playing the song like Yoko isn't even fucking there. And I actually get infuriated when I watch this video. The fact that John didn't just stop playing in that moment. And what he should have done was dressed her down right there. You say, fine, you want to have a fucking moment? This is your moment. If you ever fucking do that again, I will slap you so fucking hard in the head, your eyes are going to look like mine. Do you understand me? You play that fucking bongo and you shut your face. You look like that bitch who crawled out of the fucking well in Ring. You understand me? I don't even know why I'm fucking you. I could be fucking anybody. You can't play the bongos. You can't sing. Shut your fucking face. And then he just walks back up to the mic and just counts the band back in. Right? Isn't that what the fuck he should have done?
All right, this is the longest fucking revenge story I think I've ever read. Let me see if I can fucking just I'm gonna read that one next week when I have the energy. All right, questions. All right, Bill, I have a question for you. I was hoping you might be able to shine some insight on this. I have this great friend that's a girl. Mistake. And we get along great, and we have never had any sort of sexual tension. Fucking up. Or interest, despite her being attractive. All right, dude, right there, you're either gay or you're an idiot. And I'm giving you some tough love here. That's a fucking stupid situation to be involved in. That's stupid. All right, unless you're using her to attract other females to get you fucking laid. Let's see if this is the case. I will continue reading. So, she has this smoking hot friend. Oh, there we go. That I'd met a few times and always flirted with, but it's just been overall friendly. So this chick calls me up one night, and I'm at the bar at like midnight and asks if I want to stay up drinking with her, and she come pick me up. So obviously I agree. Things go very good, and we have a few drinks and flirt. And when I make my move, she gets all upset, like I should have known she just wants to be friends when she calls me up at midnight to stay up drinking with her alone. After the incident, the bitch still has the balls to ask to sleep over. Since then, I have noticed all her friends are trying to be my friend when all I want to do is rail the shit out of them. Bill, I was hoping you could shine some light on the situation and help me out. Yeah, dude. Never have a friend as a female. You know, you always got to be fucking them. That's the only reason to be around them. You know? I know that sounds really sexist, but you know, I'm speaking from me. There's no fucking point in hanging out with that level of frustration if you're not having sex with them. And if they're actually like a good friend, then that's the one that you should. I mean, that's the ultimate. If you're banging them and they're also a great friend, that's the one you marry because you got a connection there, right? But if you just, I mean, they're using you as like a live teddy bear. And, yeah, the next time they call up, just be like, no, I can't hang out tonight. Why? What are you doing? I'm going to go out and try to get some ass tonight. I know I'm not getting any from you. And it's frustrating because you're hot and I want to bend you over every piece of fucking furniture in my apartment. Oh, yeah, I can't believe you said that. Yeah, well, I just did. Are you going to come over here and fuck me? Well, then great. I have to go. Why are you being so mean? I'm not being mean. I'm being honest. Okay? You know how many times I've jerked off to you? It's annoying. That you just, I'm telling you, like that's a little aggressive, but that's what you have to start doing. You just have to be straightforward and honest, and don't do it like I just said it. Do it how you can do it and pull it off, and you just say it like that. Just be like, yeah, I want to go out. I want to try to get laid tonight. All right, and I go out with you, and you're not fucking me, and then other girls see me with you, and they think that I am fucking you, which I'm not, and I end up going home, dry humping my futon, you know, and it's really fucking with my self-esteem. Okay. So that's it. So basically, what are you saying? You're saying that if I don't suck your cock, you don't want to hang out with me? Yes, that is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Your conversations are awful. You know, I'm sure they're interesting to other females, but not to me. I don't want to talk about that shit. I could give a shit about the hills, the OC, the ocean, or whatever the fuck other stupid show you want. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I want to fuck you. Okay? It's World right there. You know what it is? You ever see watch the World Series of Poker when you go all in? That's what you do. Just say what the fuck you want to do. You push all your chips in, then you stand up and you start walking around. You wait for that next card to drop. You see what the fuck happens. Yeah, dude. That's my advice. Get out of that whole circle of, yeah, he's like a big teddy bear. Fuck that. Fuck that. All right? You're not a teddy bear. Well, you are one right now. You got to stop being that guy. So fuck all of them. Go, where are your guy friends? What are they doing? Go hang out with them. Go get a fucking wingman. Get yourself back in the game. And go out there and talk some shit. Hit on some girl you don't give a fuck about so you can practice not giving a fuck. And just say a bunch of shit that you would never say to some girl that you gave a shit about. Because you don't give a fuck if the girl says no. Start with that. You know, always wear a condom. And that's it. That's what I would do. That's what I should have done. I didn't. I just have that knowledge now because I'm fucking... have I ever been the... You know, someone I was never the friend, but I was definitely the douchebag. I was definitely the not even pussy whipped. It wasn't even pussy whipped. It was just I couldn't fucking speak up for myself. I was afraid of having a confrontation. And then by the time I had the final confrontation, I was like, ah! And it was like fucking a year worth of shit, and we broke up. But that's a whole nother story. So anyways, that's the podcast for this week, I think, right? Yeah, I got 5 fucking minutes before I got to go here. All right, skeletons in our Facebook. Hey, Billy Boy, I'm a big fan and new listener. Thank you. I am in a little bit of a predicament. I got onto my laptop the other day when I woke up around 1 in the afternoon. I worked the night shift. I look through my history and I see some fucked up conversations that my girlfriend is having on Facebook with another guy. Oh, GG. They were old emails, but it was obvious that she's still thinking about this guy. Wait a minute. I got to go back and do the math on this. I got into the laptop the other day. I woke up around 1 in the afternoon. I worked the night shift. I look through my history, and I see some fucked up conversations that my girlfriend is having on Facebook with another guy. Wait a minute. You're on your laptop? Dude, fuck all this shit. Just be honest. You got a weird vibe off your girlfriend, or you're fucking, you don't trust her, or you don't trust people in general, and you went on her Facebook account. Isn't that what you did? Okay. Now we're caught up here. There were old emails, but it's obvious that she's still thinking about this guy. How is it still obvious if they're old emails? If she hasn't emailed the guy since she got with you, she says, the one that caught me was from around 2 years ago. It said something about having a sleepover with this guy. The only problem is that we were dating at the time. Uh-oh. Then a few months later, she emails him again saying she misses him. What the fuck? I've been nothing but good to this girl. That doesn't mean shit, dude. If her heart's with this other guy. She lives in my house, doesn't pay bills, or even tries to keep food in the house. I'm always the one keeping the house straight. I'm the one who does everything. I'm too nice a guy, I guess. Everything I say, she freaks out and starts to cry and shit. I've been with her for almost 3 years. I don't know what to do. Should I confront her about the other guy? I was kind of snooping on her shit when I found this stuff. There it is. There it is. Yeah, dude, you know what? You know why you're snooping. And you knew what you were going to find that you didn't want to find. You probably had one eye closed because you knew what you were going to find, and you found it. Anyways, he goes, I mean, don't get me wrong. She snooped on my Facebook, too, at times, and caught me talking to other girls. But all my life, I've never been unfaithful to her. And this kid that she used to know looks like Sloth from the Goonies. Fucked up brother. Any advice would be great. Yeah, you guys, what are you doing? You're just clinging to each other. Break up. What are you doing? All right? First of all, I don't believe that you've never been unfaithful to her. I don't believe that because it took you fucking 2 paragraphs to admit that you actually went into her fucking Facebook. So I think if this email was another 2 paragraphs, you'd be like, except this one time when I let this girl blow me 12 fucking times on 7 different dates, you know? I don't know. First of all, forget the fact that she's fucking around or whether or not she's fucking around or whether she has feelings with somebody else. How can you be in a relationship with somebody that every time you bring something up or want to talk about something heavy, she freaks out and cries about it? She's not an adult. You know? She's a child. She's acting like a little kid. All right? There's no reason to fucking cry. When you're an adult, there's no reason to fucking cry unless something tragic has happened to somebody you love. Other than that, if I'm bringing up the fact that I feel like you haven't done the dishes as many times as I've done it lately, or I go to bed earlier than you do, and you come into bed with your fucking iPad, and it's lighting up the goddamn room like a flying saucer's coming down, and you have a little consideration. If you start crying during that, you're an asshole. All right? You're a fucking child. You know what you should do? You should just get a fucking pacifier. That's what I would do. The next time you go to bring something up, she starts crying, you just pull it out and be like, and you wave it in her face, and you just throw it against the wall, and you go, you pick it up, you fucking baby. Right? And right there, you're not going to have to worry about what to do in the relationship because it's going to be over. Underrated. Uncle Billiam. This could be the underrated of the century. Keeping your dick in check. Flipping the script on the ladies. And refusing your woman's sex. I just told my girl no sex till she goes and applies for 10 jobs today. And the look on her face was priceless. Like she just had no clue what just happened. Looked like a little kid that had just had its teddy bear stolen. Love the podcast and go fuck yourself, you redheaded bastard. That's a great one. That's a great one. I mean, you're fucking with that. That's, you know what? You having your dick in check is like your woman fucking bench pressing more than you. That's basically it. I mean, the core thing a guy has over a woman is that he's physically stronger. Okay? Core thing a woman has is that we're run by our dicks. Well, I mean, they're also smarter. I think I do think women are smarter in a lot of areas just because they have to be. It's a nature thing. You know? We're stronger, so I think we just didn't use our brains as much. Back when you could fucking drag a woman around by her hair and beat her with a branch. I said, shut the fuck up, you know? You didn't have to grow as a human being. They had to sit there and be like, how do I get that big dumb oaf to do exactly what I want him to do? I can't grab him by the fucking throat. How can I make him do it and actually make him feel like
It's his decision. You know?
All right, advice for the week. Bill, I've known this young lady for a few years, and we're very fond of each other. But she has a possessive boyfriend with a stupid haircut, and a couple of times when she's broken up with him, she's come to me. But then she goes back to Macro Man. This is the thing that bothers me. Whenever things have gotten sexual between us, like I go down on her and blow her fucking mind. This guy has definitely got confidence. He goes, she never returns the favor. She gets disgusted. She even gets disgusted if I sulk in my seat that I didn't get any. Dude, sulking is like, I'm not going to sit here and act like I know what turns women on, but I can tell you the exact opposite of turning a woman on. If you want to have the exact opposite, Spanish fly would be sulking. Nothing makes a pussy dry up like sulking. Just letting you know right there, okay? But nothing makes it wetter with complete indifference. Anyways, once she said callously, after the guy went down on her and then he didn't get a blowjob, she once callously said, have a wank to alleviate my horniness. After having her completely naked on my chair, worshiping her and pleasuring her holes. Jesus Christ, buddy. Thank God I'm not yelling. That one right there would have kicked me out. It was just me with the styrofoam cup. Another time when we had intercourse, we were drunk. She stopped me halfway through, and she even stopped halfway through a shit doing you a favor hand job. She's never made me come. These are the only examples of when she tried to get me off, and I'm a good-looking chappy, so it's not that. Recently, I boycotted her body. I said, let's be friends, to be strictly platonic. I won't even play with her norks. I'm guessing that's her titties. This has had the result of her trying to rekindle things like the old magic. If she's not that into me, what the fuck is going on? I'm finished with her, but any insights you can give is a treasure. All right, first of all, dude, you're not finished with her. Just halfway through writing that, you probably realized what a sap you were being. All right? Okay, first of all, who's kidding who? You're fucking with a psycho. All right? And I don't know. This is a very touchy one to talk about here, but this girl strikes me as one of those girls who wants to be put in her place and wants to be bent over something and wants a guy to tell her what the fuck is what. All right? Okay? Consensually. Do you understand what I mean? Okay, don't take this the wrong way. Go in and just fucking give her a forearm shiver, right? I'm not saying to do that, all right? You know, some girls are cunts and they know they're a cunt and they want a guy to basically tell them that. It could be this, I have no idea, but I can tell you one thing right now. Sulking and keep coming back for more. You're like Charlie Brown. She keeps pulling the football out. And, you know, if you want to fuck this girl, walk away from her. Stop returning her phone calls and all that type of shit. You basically started to do that when you boycotted her body, but then you said, let's be friends. That's a weak move, okay? This girl, I think, wants to see you be a fucking man, all right? And you're not. You're going down on her. You're pleasing her, and she's doing everything she can to disrespect you, and you're allowing it. And I think that's turning her off. And I think she's a fucking sadistic psycho, so she's getting you off, she's leaving you with blue balls. You know, I don't know. That might be it, or she might be fucking angry at something else and she's taking it out on you. All I know, dude, is walk away from this girl. Just walk away from her. But if for some fucking reason you still want to bang her one more time, blow her off. Blow off her texts and her calls for like a week and a half, and then randomly answer one. And when you pick up the phone, just have a whatever vibe. Hey, what's going on? You haven't been returning my calls or make texts? Yeah, I've been busy. What's up? You want to hang out? No. Why not? Yeah, you know, I don't know. What do I want to hang out with you for? And get blue balls? You know? You're fucking selfish. You're fucking annoying. Leave me alone. You know? That's probably too angry. But just... I'm sorry, guys. I'm fucking angry right now that I have to talk like this. Yeah, just blow her off and just be... You know? And when you go to meet her in a public place. Don't go over a place where she's going to dress extra sexy when you come over there because she's trying to get that power over you again. Meet her in a fucking public place and be talking to her as you're kind of glancing around the room, you know? Sort of hit on another girl while she's standing there. I'm telling you. You know? And when she asks you to go home with her, don't. Just say, I'm cool, or whatever. You know? Fucking blow her off. If she ever calls you again, if she wants to hang out or whatever, tell her to come over to your place. And the second she starts acting like a douche, kick her out. I don't know. It's what sucks about a girl like that is immediately you got to try to get into her head, then you got to start playing games. It's not worth it. There's too many decent girls out there who will, when they take the dick out, they will fucking complete whatever you want. So I would just walk away from her. Let's be friends. Jesus Christ, buddy. That and sulking, you need to take, those are the two parts of your game you need to work on this off season. All right? And then maybe next year you'll get the ring. Okay, good luck. All right, next one.
Facebook messages. Hey, dear Billy, I need your help dealing with the girlfriend issue. I have been seeing my lady since December. I'm 30 and she is 27. That's a good fucking age difference. I like it. She lived in the city, and I lived in the country. We started as a long-distance relationship, but it got serious quickly. And now she has moved back home. She's, what is this, fucking Green Acres? She is busy buying her own house, but has stayed with me for the last 2 weeks. We've talked about me moving in with her. We tell each other, I love you, and we're making plans for the future, etc., etc. So today I log onto my computer and her Facebook page is still logged in. Uh-oh. This is a whole new world, man. The Facebook thing. Me being a curious creep, I started snooping. In the message section, I find a conversation she's had with a former boyfriend. On February 1st, she tells the guy, I still miss your face. Done. It's over. Walk away. Walk away. Like De Niro in Heat. Just fucking get up and walk out. It's over. I don't even need to read the rest of this, sir. It is fucking over. But I'll keep reading it just because I have to fill up an hour here. But I know, you know, the people listening know. Anyways, he goes, I don't see any response from the guy. Then on February 11th, she trolls out another message. I love how now you're stalking her Facebook page. As well you should. You had probable cause? You never did. No, you were a creep. And then you found, you know what, this wouldn't stand up in court because you didn't have a warrant. But you know what? You got instinct and you can't teach that. Anyways. She trolls out another message that say, hope all is well. And again, no response. Yeah, dude, she's settling for you. I hate to tell you that, but she's settling for you. What she's trying to do is if this motherfucker goes, you know, I miss your face too, she's out. All right? But if he doesn't get back to her, she's going to settle for you. Okay? And I'm not saying you're a bad person. I'm just saying the feeling isn't there. She's settling for you, which means the entire time of your fucking marriage, every time you're not looking at her, she's just going to be staring at the back of your head, looking at your dumb shoulders, something, just going like, ugh, how the fuck did I end up with, how did I fuck that other one up? You know? You don't want to be that. You got to get somebody who's crazy about you. Anyways, here we go. There were some previous, somewhat explicit messages they sent back and forth before we got together, and messages about how they should text instead of Facebook. All that being said, she is good. All that being said, however, everybody, she is good to me. I'm good to her, and we have a fun, loving relationship. I had solid trust, and now I'm very confused. How should I approach her with this? I know if I keep it to myself, it's going to fester and really piss me off. Would you head for the hills immediately or give the relationship a chance? Thanks, and go fuck yourself. This is what I would do. I would be 100% honest with her. Say, listen, I got to be honest with you. What the fuck is today? The 18th, about a month and a half ago. I went to use the computer, and your Facebook page was open. And even though I shouldn't have looked, I did look. And then she's going to start crying. and she's going to start fucking, she's going to turn her fucking cap around backwards and get in your face and start screaming and yelling, blah, 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 blah. Fuck all of that. Fuck all of that. She's going to come at you like that because she knows what's coming. All right? And don't get mad. Don't take the fucking bait. This is the time, sir. You have to hang on to your fucking emotions. She's going to cry, or she's going to yell, or she's going to do both because she knows what the... How could you sue? Well, you didn't trust me anyways. You know, and you don't have the line that they have where they just, you know, female intuition. They get to hide behind that, you know, like guys don't have any fucking instincts. Like we weren't blessed with any of that, you know, fucking chasing down saber-toothed tigers with sharpened sticks. Like we weren't blessed with any sort of instinct. Give me a fucking break. All right? So anyway, she's going to cry, or she's going to yell, or she's going to do fucking both. And you just stand there and you let her do it. All right? And when she's done yelling and crying or whatever the fuck it is, just say, yeah. And I saw a message that you wrote to an old boyfriend saying, I still miss your face. You know? And then you tried to contact him again on the 11th, and it's been bugging me. And I didn't want to bring this up to you because I didn't want to look like a creep, and I didn't want to hurt your feelings that I don't trust you, but you obviously still have feelings for this person. And I guess you're settling for me. Like if this guy doesn't get back to you, then you're going to move forward with and settle for me. And that's not what I want. I want someone who's crazy about me and doesn't have other issues. You seem to have unresolved stuff with this guy, and, you know, I'm not getting any younger, so, you know. And then she's, yeah, break it up with me, and all this shit, and just keep going. Listen, there's a face that you miss, sweetheart, and it's not mine. You know, sir, take your heart and stick it on the fucking nightstand. And go into your brain. All right? Get some self-esteem here. This is fucking bullshit. All right? All that being said, she's good to me. She's not good to you. Not 100%. All right? I'm telling you, get out of it. Get out of it. Fuck that. All right? Did I make myself clear? Girlfriend's past. Hey there, Billy boy. I'm having problems. I'm having problems reading this, sir. I'm having problems dealing with all the guys my girlfriend has fucked before me. She's 17 and a senior in high school, and she's been with 4 to 5 guys all the way and blown more. Now, why are you saying 4 to 5? You know, if you've only fucked 4 or 5 people, she ought to be able to remember all of them. She said, my first girlfriend, I'm 18. Be easy there, buddy. Go easy. Is 17 considered underage? Because you can get busted for statutory rape. Make sure she's legal. He goes, she's my first gay girlfriend. I'm 18, but I wasn't a virgin because my neighbor forced me to have sex with her when I was 5. What? Sex with what? Your little ding-dong? What was she doing? Dude, that's fucking creepy. I didn't even know that. Anyways, she lost her virginity in a one-night stand when she was 14. It just kills me every day that my virginity was stolen from me, and she just gives hers away. It doesn't help that she still goes to the same school as the guy, and while they don't really talk, she fucked him again last summer, a couple of months before we started dating. I feel like she's just let people use her, and it really disgusts me. I don't even know if I love her or if I even like her very much. Am I overreacting about her past or not? No, dude, what you're doing is you're tapping into how you feel about this girl and what you're looking for in a woman, and this girl isn't it, okay? It's, you know, hopefully whatever happened to you didn't happen to her, but what you do, sir, is you're fighting your self-esteem or discovering it. All right? Listen to that voice, okay? This isn't the kind of woman that you're looking to be with, so I would break up with her. All right? And then get with a girl that hasn't fucked 4 to 5 guys that you're going to pass on your way to math class. All right? That's the deal, all right? You sound like you've gone through some shit. I'd probably go to therapy over that one there. You know, whatever the fuck happened to you. And, but what's great is you've come out of this that you are still tapped in what you're looking for in a girlfriend. You want, a great girl deserves a great guy. And you sound like you're a great guy, so go out there and get a great girl. That's what you should do, all right? And be healthy human beings with one another, okay? Don't let what the fuck happened to you when you're 5 go down some dark sexual road that you pick these damaged girls that you relate to. Both of you probably need to go to therapy and work some shit out, all right? But she didn't write me, you did. So I'm telling you to do that. And, yeah, get yourself the fuck is with my voice? Get a girl that you're proud to be with, that you want to bring home to your parents, all right? That's the one. There you go. All right. All right, goddamn ex-girlfriend. Dear Billy Boy, your podcast is killer, man. Thanks. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And he says, I'm writing you to get some insight on my ex-girlfriend's situation. About 6 months ago, my ex dumped my ass and totally crushed my heart. That's the worst. You got to go through it, though. He says, I was fucked up for a while, but took some of your advice and focused on improving my own shit. I never called her, texted her, or did any asshole for 6 months. A couple of months ago, she texted me. Fucking, I knew it. I knew it. Now, without reading this thing, she's texted you. Now, either she legitimately wants to get back together with you, which if you still love her, that would be a good thing, or whatever the fuck whatever life path she went down over the last 6 months has hit a bump in the road, and maybe she's having second thoughts, or maybe she's completely evil, and she's like, wow, he just never called me again. Why don't I call him up and mind fuck him? Those are my 3 guesses on the cunt genie lamp there. All right, so she texted me. She wanted to know what I've been up to and how I was doing. She also wanted to know why I unfriended her on Facebook. And he writes, why do you think, you dumb cunt? Now, wait a minute. Did you unfriend her because of my advice, or did you do that on your own? That's a great thing. You got to cut the cancer out. You can't be watching what the fuck she's doing. All you're doing is prolonging that pain in your heart. You got to, I'm telling you, you got to cut off all contact, and then you got to go Chris Bosch, where you just got to drop to your knees a couple times a day and cry it out. Don't be afraid to fucking do that. Now, I wouldn't do it in front of a bunch of men, but, do it on your own. Like, as a man, you have to understand that the reason why you're able to cry is because you're supposed to. Because if you don't, you keep it in your chest, and it becomes anger, and then you yell at your kids. All right, I resisted the urge to tell her to go fuck herself and kept my response is cool and casual. Dude, you are on the road to a post-breakup blowjob. That's where you are right now. Let's see if you keep the car on the road. Here's my question. How the fuck do broads know when you are finally getting over them and that they should get a hold of you and make you feel like shit again? Also, do you see, I knew it. Also, do you think it's a dick move to get a hold of an ex if you're the one who dumped them when they haven't gotten a hold of you since the breakup? Finally, how do you think I should handle this going forward? Well, you know what? You basically learned one of life's tough lessons. Is that well, you know something? I might be being a dickhead. Like, maybe guys do this shit too. All right? Guys do this shit too. You got those guys who they break up with a girl, but then they keep her in they try to, like, hold on to her so no one else can fuck her. You know, guys who do that shit. So this is really like I'm being a sexist moron as usual. I'm coming from the male perspective. That's all I got. All right? Trying to show a little empathy here. How do they know? I don't know. But they're great at it. So rather than trying to figure it out, because I don't know that you can as a guy, just respect that they have that ability. All right? You might want to consider changing your cell phone number so she can't text/mindfuck you again. It is the fucking worst. They're just the fucking worst. In that situation, dude, you got to walk away from them, man. So I can't even remember what the fuck you asked me. I'm going through all the breakups I've been through mentally right now. All right, so the first thing you said is, how the fuck do broads know when you're finally over them? I don't know. Change your cell phone number. It's my solution. Also, do you think it's a dick move to get a hold of an ex? If you have no intention of getting back with them, yes, I do. And you have to accept the guilt that you feel that you broke somebody's heart. And you have to own that. You can't, like, call and just call to make sure you're doing okay. You're not helping that other person. If you have no intent, you're giving them a half a second of hope, and then, you know, you're ruining them. You got to let them go. And lastly, how do you think I should handle this going forward? Yeah, I would say don't respond to her texts, or even then, just her texting you and seeing your name and knowing that she's thinking about you, and your heart's still going to be like, well, maybe she wants to get back together. I would just change your number. Start over again. Go Bill Bixby. Get a backpack. Walk out of town. Go down the fucking street. Start working out. Get some new women in your life. That's another thing. Go out there. Go hit on something you think's out of your league. Who gives a shit? Go have a good time. Hitting on a girl that's so-called out of your league is like playing a sport against people who are better than you. It makes you better. It ups your game. All right? So then when you play against somebody who's only a little out of your league, you're used to playing beyond, and you're not nervous. You're used to that speed. You know? Does that make any fucking sense? I hope it does.
All right, questions. All right, Bill, I have a question for you. I was hoping you might be able to shine some insight on this. I have this great friend that's a girl. Mistake! And we get along great, and we have never had any sort of sexual tension, fucking up, or interest, despite her being attractive. All right, dude, right there, you're either gay or you're an idiot, and I'm giving you some tough love here. That's a fucking stupid situation to be involved in. That's stupid. All right, unless you're using her to attract other females to get you fucking laid. Let's see if this is the case. I will continue reading. So, she has this smoking hot friend. Oh, there we go. That I'd met a few times and always flirted with, but it's just been overall friendly. So this chick calls me up one night, and I'm at the bar at like midnight, and asks if I want to stay up drinking with her, and she come pick me up. So obviously I agree. Things go very good, and we have a few drinks and flirt. And when I make my move, she gets all upset, like I should have known she just wants to be friends, when she calls me up at midnight to stay up drinking with her alone. After the incident, the bitch still has the balls to ask to sleep over. Since then, I've noticed all her friends are trying to be my friend, when all I want to do is rail the shit out of them. Bill, I was hoping you could shine some light on the situation and help me out. Yeah, dude. Never have a friend as a female. You know, you always got to be fucking them. That's the only reason to be around them. You know? I know that sounds really sexist, but, you know, I'm speaking from me. There's no fucking point in hanging out with that level of frustration if you're not having sex with them. And if they're actually like a good friend, then that's the one that you should... I mean, that's the ultimate. If you're banging them and they're also a great friend, that's the one you marry. Because you got a connection there, right? But if you just... I mean, they're using you as like a live teddy bear. And, yeah, the next time they call up, just be like, no, I can't hang out tonight. Why? What are you doing? I'm going to go out and try to get some ass tonight. I know I'm not getting any from you. And it's frustrating because you're hot, and I want to bend you over every piece of fucking furniture in my apartment. Oh, my God, I can't believe you said that. Yeah, well, I just did. Are you going to come over here and fuck me? Well, then great. I have to go. Why are you being so mean? I'm not being mean. I'm being honest. Okay? You know how many times I've jerked off to you? It's annoying. That you just, I'm telling you, like, that's a little aggressive, but that's what you have to start doing. You just have to be straightforward and honest, and don't do it like I just said it. Do it how you can do it and pull it off, and you just say it like that. Just be like, yeah, I want to go out. I want to try to get laid tonight. All right? And I go out with you, and you're not fucking me, and then other girls see me with you, and they think that I am fucking you, which I'm not, and I end up going home dry humping my futon, you know? And it's really fucking with my self-esteem. Okay?
So that's it. So basically, what are you saying? You're saying that if I don't suck your cock, you don't want to hang out with me? Yes, that is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Your conversations are awful. I'm sure they're interesting to other females, not to me. I don't want to talk about that shit. I could give a shit about the hills, the OC, the ocean, or whatever the fuck other stupid show you want. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I want to fuck you. Okay? It's world right there. You know what it is? You ever watch the World Series of Poker when you go all in? That's what you do. Just say what the fuck you want to do. You push all your chips in, then you stand up and you start walking around. You wait for that next card to drop. You see what the fuck happens. Yeah, dude. That's my advice. Get out of that whole circle of, yeah, he's like a big teddy bear. Fuck that. Fuck that. All right? You're not a teddy bear.
Well, you are one right now. You got to stop being that guy. So fuck all of them. Go, where are your guy friends? What are they doing? Go hang out with them. Go get a fucking wingman. Get yourself back in the game. And go out there and talk some shit. Hit on some girl you don't give a fuck about so you can practice not giving a fuck. And just say a bunch of shit that you would never say to some girl that you gave a shit about. And because you don't give a fuck if the girl says no. Start with that. Always wear a condom. And that's it. That's what I would do. That's what I should have done. I didn't. I just have that knowledge now because I'm fucking... have I ever been the... someone I was never the friend, but I was definitely the douchebag. I was definitely the not even pussy whipped. It wasn't even pussy whipped. It was just I couldn't fucking speak up for myself. I was afraid of having a confrontation. And then by the time I had the final confrontation, I was like, ah! And it was like fucking a year with this shit and we broke up. But that's a whole nother story.
All right. Hypocrisy of the female gender. Oh, Jesus. Come on, guys. Come on, ladies. You know what? Women, trash the guys. Let's have this fucking be balanced here. Fair and balanced. All right. What do we got here? Hypocrisy of the female gender. My batteries are going to run out here. I got to get through this one quickly. Hey, Bill, a.k.a. Bill Jizit shot during the summer. That really has nothing to do with my name. That's just sort of my first name and then a cum shot. But, you tried. He goes, I'm in a bit of a pickle. He's got gills. He's got a phallic vegetable. Is that a vegetable? Is a pickle a vegetable or a fruit? Well, let's see, Bill. You're planting cucumbers. It's not on a tree. It's in the ground. It's a fucking vegetable. Look at me, Mr. fucking Green Jeans here. Anyways, could be serious. Could be just something that'll blow over, but I'd like your opinion anyway. Here we go. A few days ago, while I was getting a coffee, I saw my girlfriend's best friend kissing a dude that doesn't look like her boyfriend. But like the rational human being that I am, I thought I'd ask my girl before I jumped to any conclusion. So I asked her if her boyfriend's still her boyfriend. She said yes and asked why, so I told her what I saw, and her reaction is something I didn't expect. She went silent. So I asked her if she already knew, and she said yes, and begged me not to tell the guy. So I said that I'd like to hear this. Wait. So I said that I'd like to hear the story first. Oh, my story first? I don't know what the fuck. Well, I'm just going to read it the way he wrote it. So I said that I'd like to hear the story first so I can assess how I want to go about the situation. I'm sorry. And she refused. So I said, I guess it would be the same way if you were cheating on me, huh? You would act the same way and you two would conspire over it? And she denied that, started crying, and said she would never cheat on me. I told her it was fucking bullshit, that she's implying that this cunt of a best friend has even the slightest legit reason to be a piece of shit, and I eventually left to go get some air, though it was difficult since she caused a scene and started screaming down the hall for me. I love when they do that, right? Because the second a woman starts screaming in public, the guy's like, at the very least, a borderline rapist. All right. Well, so far, okay, I'm going to just read the rest of this. He goes, at that point, she was breaking down crying and asked me to come back, but I was fucking done. The funny thing about this is I barely even know the guy. I met him like twice. He seems like a cool, down-to-earth guy and all, but I don't really owe him anything. Yet,
what's happening just triggers something in my mind, and I feel like I should tell him. Multiple people know his girlfriend is cheating on him, and he has no fucking clue. I really lost a lot of respect for my girlfriend, but she's always talks about loyalty and how important it is to her, and how she hates cheaters because she knows how it feels to be on the other end. What a fucking hypocrite. When confronted with the situation head on, she just excuses it and mitigates it with secret... What? She mitigates it with secret court NSA legal reasoning. So I have to believe... Oh, no. Did it cut out? Is it cutting out? Hello? Hello, hello? Something sounds weird. I think it's still taping, right? Oh, Jesus. All right. Trying to read even faster here. The fuck is going on with the sound now? Hang on. There we go. I'm back. And I'm back. This is the worst read ever. I'm sorry, because this is very interesting. I can't even look at her or talk to her right now. Just thinking about the way she reacted to all of this still pisses me off. So what should I do here? Do I tell him? I don't know. Maybe I should just say, fuck him. He can't save the world, right? And what about my girlfriend? She's quick to say cheating's wrong until her and her group are the ones doing the cheating. Am I just slowly riding along this shit to eventual heartbreak? Help me out, Bill, you sexy beast, you. All right, well, there's a lot of variables here. It's really... The cheating girlfriend has put your girlfriend in a position where she's dragged her into her shit, you know, where now she has to choose between her friendship to her and her feelings about cheating. And I imagine it's her friend. She loves her, and she doesn't want to blow up her life. I don't know. I think what really needs to happen here is you don't need to get involved. I think your girlfriend needs to go to her girlfriend and tell her the situation that her cheating has put herself in, and that she needs to fucking end it with this other guy and grow up and start acting like a fucking adult, because her piece of shit behavior is affecting your girlfriend's relationship. And where you never had trust issues, you now do. You know, I'm not saying that your thoughts that your current girlfriend will now cheat on you are unfounded, but there's two sides to loyalty too, where, you know, you help your friend move a body. You know, there's people like that. Like, you know, this cheater might be stringing your girlfriend along going, I know, I'm just confused right now. I'm sorry. I feel like I need something different, but I still love Mike, and I'm just doing a little dick shopping. I'm sorry you had to see it. It's like the cock farmer's market, whatever the fuck she's saying, right? Fuck her friend. I feel bad for the other dude. What are you going to do? I would just sit down with your girlfriend and just be like, look, this is what has to go down, all right? You know, whatever the fuck I just said. You need to go talk to your girlfriend and tell her that she needs to fucking clear up her situation. Because it's affecting my relationship. Okay, grow up, break up with this other fucking guy, you know, and get on with your life. That's what I would suggest. But I don't think you're wrong to now be looking at your girlfriend like, what the fuck? And I never believe when a woman cries, when you call them out on shit. I never do, because I don't believe the crying as a rule, because they can cry on cue like Meryl Streep, you know. They just have access to that emotion, and it automatically makes them the victim. It makes you feel like you're a bully. I think you're 100% right to feel the way you did. You might have gone at her a little too strong. I've given you an option. I hope it works out for you. In the meantime, do you think you're going to marry this girl? Because if you don't, you're just wasting time, and this is a great fucking jump-off point to get the fuck out of it, you know? NFL football starts next month. That money you're spending on her going to the movies would look very nice with the NFL package. You got a lot of options here, sir. Good luck to you. Is this a trap? Oh, Billy boy. Oh, Danny boy, the lights are calling you. I love the podcast. I hope you can give me some perspective on this issue. I am in my early 30s, and I've been married for 5 years.
My wife and I recently have been having a sexual resurgence in our relationship. After a big lull caused by the birth of our 2 kids and me putting on some extra weight, that's very honest, we are back to fucking as much or more than we did when we first started dating. You know, that was coming off like really like you were a mature man, and then you went right down to my level. Then after the birth of our 2 kids, there's been a sexual resurgence, and, I'd put on some extra weight, but dropped a few pounds, and we're back to fucking as much as we used to. Here's a tip for married men. If you want more sex out of your wife, get your ass to the gym. It worked for me. There you go. There you go. Here's a guy practicing what I have preached for the 6 fucking years that I've been doing this podcast. By the way, next month is the 6-year anniversary of me starting this podcast. Okay? So I am expecting some, I don't know what, some sort of congratulations. I should have done it last year when it was the 5-year anniversary. So this guy's going to the gym. That's right. He's getting the pecs going. He's fighting off the man tits. You know? He's fucking not having that big former fucking rock star goddamn gut. You got to get rid of that shit. And you live longer. I read something one time or overheard it in the bar, knowing me, that every extra pound of fat that you have is 5 miles of capillaries that your heart has to pump blood through. Just saying. Extra 5 pounds, 25 more miles of capillaries. So you can imagine, if you're 30 pounds overweight, holy fucking shit, that's a fucking road trip, 150 miles. You got to get it off. That's why you always see little old ladies and little old men. You don't see jolly old fat 90-year-old guys. You don't. They're gone. You know? Other than Bill Russell, have you ever seen like a fucking 70-year-old 7-footer? There's a reason for that. Your heart has to fucking pump all the way down to the tippy toes. Okay. Also, my wife has been open and willing to do any manner of depraved sexual shit that I can think of. Jesus, dude. He goes, I am living the dream. I feel like I won the wife lottery. Well, I would say you do. If she's a great mother, too, that's phenomenal. So he goes, so here's the issue. Okay, I'm going to guess that she wants to bring somebody else into the bedroom. I'm going to guess that you fucking open Pandora's box, and the way this is read, if it's another woman, you don't give a shit. I'm guessing she wants another dude. That's what I'm guessing. She wants a little rotisserie action there, a little Boston market. Here we go. So here's the issue. She has recently been saying that she thinks it would be really hot if I fucked another woman in front of her. Oh, that went an entirely different direction. She's clear that she doesn't want a threesome. She doesn't want to participate. She just wants to be there. Apparently, this is a fairly common fetish known as being a cuck queen. Did you spell it right? C-U-C-K queen? A cuck queen. All right, people. This is the first word I've learned the definition to since, what is it, buggering? Being getting buggered? Anyways, he says, now I'm a guy, so obviously I'm into variety, and the idea is intriguing. And like I said, she's willing to do basically anything I want to do in the bedroom. So it seems only fair that I would do what I can to fulfill her sexual fantasies. Still, this seems like a bad idea to me. Exactly. Great instinct, sir. I don't know what her reaction is going to be. I don't want to jeopardize my marriage for something like this. What do you think, Bill? Should I just go for it or listen to the voice in my head that says this is a bad idea? If I go for it, how would you suggest actually finding a woman who is open to the idea of being fucked in front of my wife? Thanks. All right. Here we go. Sir, you're 100% right. You can't fucking do this. And all the married guys out there who are like, dude, what are you, out of your fucking mind? I do that in a fucking second. Fucking second. I know this chick at the office. Not only she fucking banged me in front of the whole fucking office. Hey, love of my life. Look at me over here. I'm fucking banging. Right? All of those guys, those mouth-breathing morons, you know, who piss on the side of the road when there's a Wendy's with the fucking public bathroom right there, all of those guys, don't listen to them. Sir, you're 100% right. Some shit should just remain a fantasy. Okay? Your parents. Okay? You have kids. Okay? And when that happens, there's a certain level of maturity that you have to fucking have. Okay? You can't be walking around in the goddamn gimp outfit when at any second your fucking kids can open the fucking door to your bedroom. You know what I'm saying? And it's just going to be, and you're also introducing the chance of you catching a fucking venereal disease. Okay? Because first of all, any woman that's going to allow you to do that is going to be a freak on some fucking level. And evidently, wearing a condom, you can still get herpes. I don't know how. It fucking paratroops down on your ball bag. I have no idea, but evidently you can. All right? And I got to tell you, some fucking things, some doors should just remain closed. I don't know how I would try to make up in that area. I was going to say, if she wanted to fuck another dude, then you could just act like you were another dude and say a bunch of different dude shit to her while you had her bent over and she's not looking at you so she could feel, you know, maybe wear a different cologne. But this whole, why don't you just get a blow-up doll and fuck that in front of her? Huh? You like that? It sounded the fucking... You like that shit? Oh, yeah. Take it. You whore. Right? Maybe you could do that. I don't know what to tell you, dude, but I'll tell you right now, your instinct to not do it is 100% correct, all right? You did hit the lottery with this woman. And this is another deal, dude. You could be gradually opening this shit up. You know, women are phenomenal masters of manipulation, okay? This might be her roundabout way of saying, I want to fuck another guy, okay? And what she's going to do is get you dirty first. Right? Just like politics. We can't have this guy get into the Oval Office unless we got something on him. She might be doing that same thing. Now, this is just conspiracy theory. Don't look sideways at your wife as you're eating a bowl of fucking corn checks. I'm just throwing this shit out here. All right? This might be her roundabout way of fucking getting her to be able to have a fucking, all right, you get to fuck one. All right? And not only does she gonna fuck him, you got to sit there and watch it. You know? Don't do it. Do not introduce other fucking people into your relationship. All right? Your relationship, when it comes to sex, if it's going to fucking work, has to be a secret society. As far as my fucking skills go. My skill set, you know, I show up to the gym, people know what I do. I got one mid-range jumper. That's all I'm taking. Everybody knows if you can stop it, you can stop it. That's what the fuck I'm coming with. All right? I don't even know how the fuck I went into that analogy. I was supposed to be making fun of me in the fucking bedroom. I have my little bag of tricks. That's all I got. Yeah. Okay, now here's something, because I've never done shit like that. I never went into that area of fucking freak week. I never did that. All right? And I think if you are in a fucking healthy relationship, at some point, both men and women do want a variety, and at some point, it's going to come up, and you are going to talk about it. And be like, maybe we went to Vegas, maybe, yeah, and then in the end, usually after you've banged and got that urge out of your system, you lay there and you just look at each other, yeah, no, what the fuck are we thinking? We can't do that. It's fucking gross. We can't do it would totally, it's not, I'm not trying to judge people who do shit like that, but it would totally, you know what it is? It's a house of cards, and you're pulling one out way down near the foundation. It might stay up, but the whole thing might come down, and you got some kids in there. So, let me ask you this. At the risk of turning this podcast into a complete freak show, not freak show, just, I don't know, because I really don't judge people what the fuck they do. Is there anybody out there that is married, has a couple of kids, and has had this scenario? Has your wife been cool with it? Did you just bring some girl in and you fucking banged her? Well, what is the etiquette when you bang another woman in front of your wife? Is she just sitting there watching? Like she's watching a chess match? Are you allowed to throw us some looks like, huh? See that? You like that move there, sweetheart? I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I imagine that there's a bunch of rules. You're not allowed to do it missionary style. If you come, you have to look at me. Don't look at her. I mean, that's like there's all these, like, you know what it is? It's like you're starting a new sport. It's kind of like MMA when it first started out, and you could uppercut somebody in the balls and gouge their right. You could do whatever the fuck you wanted, and then they'd be like, all right, we need some parameters here. Dana White came in and said, hey, no more fucking uppercuts to the undercarriage, no more eye gouging, no kicking in the face when the guy's on the ground, no punches to the back of the head. He made it civilized. So I imagine that there has to be some sort of, civility to the fucking another woman in front of your wife. Look, who's kidding who? That would be absolutely phenomenal. But I just couldn't imagine, my woman afterwards, and the woman leaves, and then I take a shower, right? And then we're sitting down, eating SpaghettiOs. Like, I would so be praying that she started the conversation. That she was going like, yeah, I thought that was just, wow, I thought that was really neato. But the absolute fucking worst is if there would just be complete awkward silence, and then all of a sudden she starts tearing up, right? And now here you are going, but honey, you told me to do it. And the fucking kids are sitting there. I just didn't think, I know it was my idea, but I just didn't think that you were going to enjoy it that much. You don't come that fast with me. The fucking kid's sitting there looking like that kid in The Shining, when he's fucking looking up with that red rum face. And I'll tell you right now, that would be a classic fucking 180 that could possibly happen because of the delicacy of women's emotions. And I don't mean that like they're weaker or whatever. They're more tapped into them or whatever. And like I said, this also could be some fucking top shelf pimp shit that she's doing where she really wants to go fuck another guy. And she knows, well, the male ego, I can't come at him with this. And if her mindset is like, hey, it's just sex, she's trying to get you on the same page. She has to get you she's got to get you dirty first. So, I don't know. But like I said, if there's people out there who've done this shit, please email me. Ex-wife wants me to adopt ex's son. Hey there, Bill Burlington Cunt Factory. I usually laugh at some of the poor schmucks who write into you asking the advice. Today, I'm that schmuck. I won't go into every little detail about this and hopes you can give me some advice. A few years ago, I married my soon-to-be ex-wife. Dude, I was so fucking thinking about that woman ruining your apartment and how they can just get away with that. Let me. I wasn't even paying attention. Read this again. Today I'm the schmuck. Okay, I won't go into every detail. All right. A few years ago, I married my soon-to-be ex-wife. Along with the marriage came her 2-year-old son. His biological father is a deadbeat who didn't hold down a job and avoids child support. He has never had any contact with the son. Wow. All right. So I did the most manly thing that one can do besides going to community college. I put on my big boy pants and I took her son in as my own. He calls me dad and whatnot. We bonded. I really care for the kid. The first few years of marriage of my wife were great, which ended up leading us to having our very own daughter. And then my wife turned into a whore. Oh, God, what happened? So we're going through the divorce, and I still pick both kids up, even though I'm legally responsible for one. I carry her and her son on my insurance to this day, maybe against my better judgment. But I'd like to give her some time to get her shit together until I drop her off. Drop her off of it? Drop her out of it, I think you meant to say. Completely. Well, the finalization of the divorce papers is in August. The soon-to-be ex-mother-in-law keeps insisting that I legally adopt her grandson. No, don't do that. Now, here's the thing. I send a very gracious amount in support payments bi-weekly. We choose to not go through the court system because my ex sees that I'm a good father and still take responsibility of her son. Keep it like that. I flat out said, no, I'm not legally adopting him. Yeah, your fucking mother-in-law does not want you to legally adopt him because she thinks you're a good father. Okay? She's looking at you like an ATM machine, like a lot of women do with men, which, once again, you can't fucking say that. Despite the 10 million fucking examples of it, it's considered sexist. All right. One wrong move, and now the court system has me by the balls for support for 2 legal children. What? What happened? Said flat out. Yeah, he said flat out no because one wrong move and now the court system has me legally by the balls for the support of 2 children. Yeah, there's no fucking reason for you to do that. They don't hold anything over you. They have no negotiating, nothing. The mother-in-law is insisting, unless they try to keep your daughter from you. The mother-in-law is insisting that if I don't legally adopt him, I'm a scumbag who doesn't deserve to see him, and Eva's gone so far in so many words to say I won't be seeing him. She's even getting my ex on board with this. Like I said, I really care for the kid. He's a good kid who never had a father figure until I came into his life 6 years ago. What's my play here? Thanks and go fuck yourself. What you're seeing with these 2 fucking lunatics, generation fucking psychos here, is the tip of the fucking iceberg with these people. Okay? They don't give a shit about you. They're looking at you like an ATM machine, and they're already fucking with you. They don't have that kid's best interest in mind. They think they do. They don't. They're using him as a fucking negotiating tool. All right? I'm surprised they haven't said, well, we'll fucking go for full custody with your daughter and try to fuck with that. That'll probably be their next fucking move. And here's the thing with them. Okay? With them, it's the more you're in their lives, the worse it's going to get. Do not legally bind yourself to them whatsoever. And this is what I would do. Do not get emotional at all. Do not get into a fuck you fight with the mother-in-law. Do not get into a fuck you fight with your soon-to-be ex-wife. You have leverage in that your ex-wife, as much as she's, going to divorce you here, still cares about you. You guys still had a child together. And you just have to just talk to her logically and just say, I'm not comfortable doing that, but I'm going to continue to make payments and support and all that and help you out with your son and obviously our daughter. All right? And this pressure that your mother-in-law is putting on this is only going to make both of our lives miserable. So what you do is you divide and conquer there. Just say, I have no problem with you, and the way that we get along, I don't think your mother-in-law understands, and that's why she's applying this pressure. But that pressure it's going to be bad for us, and it's going to be bad for our kids. Let's just continue going on like this. I love your son, and, I'm going to continue to support him. That's as far as it goes, all right? And I'm totally comfortable with supporting him. I'm giving you my word, but I'm not doing the legal thing. I'm not doing it. And that's it. That's it. And if they want to keep coming at you, I'm telling you right now, do you think that when you legally adopt that kid, do you honestly fucking think that that's going to be the end of the demands? What the fuck is the mother-in-law involved in this shit for anyways? Right there, that's a nightmare. That's a fucking nightmare situation. And so many married women have that ridiculously close relationship with their mom. You know what I mean? And it to the point that it hurts the fucking relationship. And God forbid, is it as if a guy you keep bringing your mom into the fucking relationship with your wife? That's a fucking rap. It's a fucking rap. But once again, guys put up with that shit. We put up with that shit. We put up with them coming in, busting up our shit. Dude, you hold all of the fucking cards here. That's it. They don't have a dime. They're not even in the fucking game. You hold all the fucking cards. Do not do this. You don't have to do this. Just stay calm and keep reassuring your soon-to-be ex-wife that, You're doing what's best for the kids and what's best for you and what's best for both of you guys. And just keep saying this pressure that your mother-in-law is putting on us is unnecessary. It's just, we're good. Okay? I'm still, like, if I was going to be vindictive, it would have happened by now. I'm still picking both of them up. All right? There's no way I'm going to let anything happen to your son, and there's no way I'm letting anything happen to our daughter. That's it. That's it. So tell your fucking mother to shut the fuck up. I can't do that part. Don't do that part. All right.